owns your brand online? This is a topic we've been talking about for a few videos now. It's super important. We're passionate about it.
We get sassy about it sometimes.
We're sassy because it's your company. You're proud of it.
You worked hard.
Yes, and you need to own it.
And that means owning things about your brand online. And one of those things that's really critical to make sure that you own is your domain name.
Yes.
So what is a domain name? It's the thing that's www.yourcompanyname.com. That's your domain name.
Got it. So how do I know if I own that?
Great question.
Yeah.
A lot of our clients don't know that. Yeah. They confuse what their domain name is with their hosting, with their email. You know, we work with a lot of clients in the home improvement industry, and they do things that we cannot do. They build houses and remodel bathrooms and install siding. We can't do that.
Right.
The reverse of that is they often don't really understand the difference between domain and hosting and email, and it's all confusing. So we get it, we understand. That's why we're making this video.
Yes.
So your domain name, owning your domain name, is not necessarily connected to the hosting for your website. Sometimes those relationships are with two completely different vendors. For example, you might have registered your domain name with GoDaddy, and you might have your hosting with a company like WP Engine. Shout out to WP Engine, it's our favorite hosting company. The kind of scary side of this is if you had someone register your domain name and they use themselves as the contact. Maybe they use GoDaddy or register.com. So you've got a company that you're working really hard to build and make profitable, but some freelancer that you hired 10 years ago literally owns your domain name. So that means they have the login to GoDaddy and they're literally listed as the owner of record for that company domain name.
Is there a quick way to find out or get ownership back?
Answer to those questions is both those questions is yes. We're going to have a blog post and a link below with additional information about how you can find out who owns your domain name if you don't know who owns it, and then some steps you can take to take ownership back and get it transferred into your name or your company's name. So
you were talking about a little bit about hosting too. I mean, that's a different ownership. Possibly.
Yeah, it's kind of ownership. It's really just the relationship that your company has with a hosting company.
Got it.
So owning a domain, you literally do own the rights to that domain name. Yeah. Hosting, it's just a place where you put files that run your website.
Yes.
And that's a monthly payment that you pay to a company like WP Engine. Again, our favorite host. We love WP Engine. Yeah. We don't make any money off of it. We just love their service. But again, in terms of like owning your footprint online and owning the things that are related to your digital presence, if you don't have someone in your company that has an administrative login to your hosting account, it's just another vulnerability. And I would even say that you might even want to make sure that you have the billing go through you.
So that's what I was going to ask is, so what if somebody set this all up for me and now I have no relationship or contact with them anymore? How's a quick way for me to check to see if I even can own my hosting? I mean, is it through an invoice? How's a quick way?
It's a little bit of a longer answer than just a quick way.
Sorry.
On the domain side, we can definitely share some links. It's called a Whois lookup.
Oh, great.
On the hosting side, it can be a little bit more complicated to figure that out.
Okay.
But we've definitely got some tips and tricks.
Okay.
So yeah, it is not at all uncommon for especially businesses when they're just getting started to work with, say, a freelancer.
Right.
And I'm not trashing freelancers, but we've just heard this story so often where, maybe you hired a freelancer to do your logo and set up your website and set up everything, and that was 5 years ago. And that freelancer has now moved 6 states away and had kids, got a different job, different phone. That is a very real scenario. So that's one of the reasons that we're making this series is we've seen all these things happen, and we know how important it is for the owners and operators of companies to really maintain administrative access and control to all the things that are critical to their online success, which for the purposes of this video includes your domain name and your hosting. So check out the links below for additional information if you don't know the answers to these questions, or if you're in one of these sort of problematic situations we've got some advice, and you can always reach out to us for help. So thanks.
Yeah, thank you.